Well, guess what? We are still here and we're still rolling with the book marathon on Thanksgiving Day. Remember, where we have beautiful authors that are speaking all day long to inspire you, encourage you, and uplift you. Because it's book marathon. Guess what? It's time for our next speaker. So, let me share some information about her with you. Born and raised on the streets for Christ from Memphis, Tennessee. Taloris Hood, also known as Hood Chick, is the mother of 5, servant of God, entrepreneur, author, and musician. She graduated from Lafayette High School in 1991 in Oxford, Mississippi. She was baptized at the age of 11 and again at the age of 42. She is the owner of Hood Outreach Ministries, holistic, optimistic overcomer, determined and loving you for life, Incorporated. She was ordained as a minister in 2015 and as an apostle in 2017. She has overcome many childhood and adult adversities in her life. She has hosted a segment on Finding My Way Radio Network, yearly conferences through the ministry with Bible classes, and serves as a mentor with an organization called Youth Striving for Excellence since her children were young. Her latest accomplishments is the release of her new single, I'm Coming Out. Hey, y'all know I can get a little bit there, okay? I'm Coming Out. And writing, Becoming a Better You. In her alone time, she loves to travel, read, enjoy nature, and of course, her chuckles. I want you to put your hands together and welcome for the Book Marathon 2024 on Thanksgiving Day, Apostle Taloris Hood.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Greetings and salutation, as they say. I hope all is well with everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. What a day to be giving thanks. Really, you should all give thanks every day because Thanksgiving is every day. We should bless the Lord each and every day because He awakened us this morning no matter where we are. We should give God the thanks and the glory at all times. So yes, I'm Taloris Hood. I wrote the book. Let me just start by saying that I'm so grateful for what God has me right now in this place. He is truly blessing me and He is keeping me. So I know if He's blessing and keeping me, He is blessing and keeping you. Yes, I am the mother. I'm a mother of 5 and I have 6 chuckles. I call them chuckles because they keep you laughing. They always doing things that, you be like, wow, did y'all just do that? It's just amazing of what they say and what they let come out their mouth. The Bible just tells us out of the mouth of babes. And they speak their truth and they speak their honesty. So that's what I like. That's why I call them chuckles, because they're so honest and they're pure about their giving and their delivery. Yes, the book. Let's talk about the song I'm Coming Out before I jump into the book. I'm Coming Out is literally a song that when you hear Diana Ross, you hear the song I'm Coming Out. And yes, it did play off of that. God gave me that. And it just kept ringing in my ear. You have to understand when she's singing that song, she's talking about the things, the trials and tribulations that she went through. To let everybody know that she's coming out of her circumstances and situation. And it just stood out to me. And that's how it led into me writing the song and co-writing the song, and also with how I wrote the book, Becoming a Better You. Because during that process of writing this book, God had to heal me. He had to deliver me from some things. He kept me in the wilderness for about 7 years, just redeveloping, redefining who I was, who I am as a person, breaking off chains and barriers, things that may be holding me bound. Some things I will say, a lot of times we don't talk about our past, but people got to understand and realize that your past are some things that can hold you to keep you from going to next level destinies. And if you're not healed from it, you end up hurting people. Yes, the cliche that they say, hurt people hurt people. And we're not to operate out of hurt. God wants us to love. That's what we're commanded to do, is love. So in order to help somebody, you have to be healed yourself. And during the healing, you have to testify and tell about those things that would have hurt you. And this is how becoming a better you, because healing actually takes place on the inside. A lot of people want to, like, oh, you this, oh, you that. But if your heart is not in an alignment with God, how can you help somebody if you're not trying to get yourself in a place where you want to be in an alignment with Him? So during that process, I will testify just a few things about becoming a better you. I had to deal with a brokenness of I had my father and I had my mother, okay? Yes, but when you come from a family that don't really say I love you all the time, and you don't get the love and the hugs because they're not compassionate that you think that they should be, it makes a true difference when you're in that place. Because I didn't have that. And when you grow up, you have a tendency to go and look for love in all the wrong places. I'm a witness to that because I had 5 children out of wedlock. And I love my babies because my father didn't teach me what a man should look like. He didn't always say, I love you. But I knew he loved me. But it's the difference between loving and showing. And people don't understand you can be broken from that, because you can find yourself in a broken place because action shows, or you can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. And it really, truly makes a difference in your life. And you become broken in that spot. And it's the same place with your mother. When you don't have that, it breaks you down. And then you get older and you have children. You be like, why am I so combative? Why am I so loud and obnoxious? Because you're operating from a place of hurt. And this is how becoming a better you, because when I vowed to myself, even when I had you, that I will always hug on them, love on them, despite of what the differences with. You tell someone you love them. So my book, it didn't just come out from a broken place. It came from a healing place as well. So God had to heal me in that area. He had to heal me from being raped. We all time this thing about sweeping things up under the rug, sweeping things up on what goes on in my house. It stays in my house. No, we can't continue to sweep the dust up under the rug. We have to remove that Oriental rug with that hardwood table and clean the dust out so we can be clean, because we want cleanliness. We want to exhibit love. That's another place how becoming a better you wrote this devotion. It's not a book, it's actually a 31-day devotional to help you get in a place of healing. I can go on and on to tell you about this book, but tell you about this devotional. But when you read this devotion, it's 31 days. Yes, yes, yes. God had me to write this book for a 31-day devotional. But I'm here to tell you, I pray to God and I ask God, when you allow me to write this book, write it in a way when the people read it on a day-to-day basis, that they begin to grow. They begin to lean into you with your understanding and not their own understanding. And when I say that, I'm just going to hypothetically say, if you read day 1, and it's talking about Psalms 113, 13, and 14, when he's talking about he created you in the womb. So you're going to read it, and then you're going to have a prayer. But when you do it, you have to go in with an open mind and an open heart and be able to receive God for who you you are, because you want to cleanse all the filth, all the trash, all the dirtiness that's been held bound in your belly. You want to regurgitate all and let it go. You got to understand, it's you, for real. You have to understand who you are to know who you are. And when you understand who you are and who you are, there's really nothing no one can tell you. I mean, it's not a sense of pride. It's just a sense of confidence. You hear me? It's not a sense of pride. Pride is playing on the devil's evidence. No, you have a sense of confidence and knowing who you are. So it breaks down those barriers. So when you look in the mirror, that you're not wearing a mask. Because oftentimes we look in the mirror, we wearing all this makeup, all this hair, and we're clicheing ourselves and cloning ourselves to be somebody that we're not. And you get up every morning and you wash your face and brush your teeth, and you're filthy, you're hurt. God wants to get you up in the morning, make you, when you go to that mirror and brush it, and make you look inside yourself. And this is what healing yourself, healing within yourself. And you don't always have to have a counselor, because you already got your counselor. The counselor is your God. You know, they say he's our counselor. He's the number one. He's the best counselor. You can always turn from whatever it is that you need to do and seek him. I'm not saying don't go and lay on someone's couch. I'm not saying it, but you can lay in your bed and the counselor will definitely dissect you and resurrect you. I'm just here to tell you that. He can definitely make a transformation in your life. But when you read it, and I don't care what day you're on, I'm just using day one. When you utilize it, you ask God to open up your heart, you open up your mind, and open up his sensitivity to you, that you hear clearly. You got to be able to hear clearly. So when your ears are clogged up, a lot of times we have so much rubbish going on that we can't even hear what God is saying, because the volume, the frequency levels are so high when he's actually really talking to you, but you're tuning it out because you're in the care of the world. And we got to come out of it in order to heal. So you got to have clear, you got to get all the wax out. I mean, you got to clear all the wax out. And then you have to also put on your God glasses, your God goggles. So when you put those on, you got to be able to see, because not all the time God just speaks in your ear with a soft voice. He also shows you images and visuals. So you got to have all of those things clear in order to accept what God is going to say. And I'm not saying, and I'm here to tell you, everything that he tells you and what is it, it's not going to be good. But I promise you, it's going to be beneficial for your life. It's going to be beneficial. It's going to break you down. So when you read in day 1 or 2, no matter where you at, 31, 25 or whatever, take your time and read. Don't try to read a day and you know you need to meditate on this one particular day right here and just soak into his presence. Get in his space and just pray. Okay, God, help me, show me this and this was it. And have your notebook and pen and pad ready. Reason why I say that is God says, not me, I'm sorry. Because he's the author, I'm just a scribe. Let's get that understood. He is the author, just has my name on it. I'm the scribe. I wrote everything that he told me to write down verbatim. None of these words are of me. They are not of the flesh, and they are not from my chest. When I say not from my chest, that means I'm not speaking from my place. These are the heart and the words of God, where he wants you to know who you are in him. So you have to prepare yourself willingly, and you have to want a shift. You have to want that change. It's just like I say, yes, I surrender, I give it all to you. And the moment you begin to do that, he sends angels, he sends vision, he may send up music, he may speak to you in a dream. You have to be open, and when you receive it, you journal. And everything that you hear God saying, and you can hear it because it's clear. Everything is cleaned out. You wipe the way of the world so you can hear God, because you want God more than that. You want Yahweh, and he's going to speak those things that you need to hear about yourself so you can heal from it. Once you have dissected and written everything that has came through that, process right there and you're journaling, you may be able to move on to the next day. You hear what I said? You may be able to move on until the next day. But if you have to stay there on day 1 or day 2, whatever day you're on for 2 or 3 days, stay there. Do not rush your healing process. Healing is every day. It's every day. This book is not designed for you to read it one time. God didn't design this book. If you purchase the book or however, then you can just read this book, finish it up 1 through 31. And okay, I don't have to pick this book back up again. The devil is a lie. You could go back and pick this book up again 6 months from now, a year from now, because guess what? You're in a different place, a different transformation from where you was when you first read the book. Reason being is, just say I'm going to use an example of let's use the example of jealousy. You may have had a jealous or holding grudge against somebody. Jealousy and grudge, we're going to use those two. And you ask God to heal you from a place of being jealous or holding a grudge against somebody. Okay, you got healed from that. All right. A year from now, grudge and jealousy will come back in a different form. That's just how the enemy works. You may not recognize it and see it as that point, but when you start, oh my God, you're gonna be like jealousy again. That's just a different tactic. The way the enemy came at you, you didn't see. You thought you was through with it, but now God said, no, I gotta break this off of you as well. So don't think that just because you got it right here that it won't come back. It just comes back in a different form. You gotta understand that the enemy is busy 24/7. He's busy when you go to sleep. He's busy when you wake up. He's busy every day. You know, the weapons, he said, he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what he's designed to do. And we can't always say that the enemy is doing this. Sometimes you put yourself in these predicaments. You got to hold yourself accountable in your own healing. And that's another reason. It's just like going to an AA member. The first, you got to acknowledge that you have an issue. This is a part of healing. Once you acknowledge that you have an issue, then you can process and deal with it again and move on. So becoming a better you is just an ongoing, continuous healing process until God decides when he wants to close your eyes and call you home. But until then, always practice in healing. No matter where you are, we're always broken. That's why we have to deny ourselves on a daily basis. We all fall short and we sin. We have to deny. We have to heal from these things. So becoming a better you. And as you travel along that journey of that book, of God's book, I'm going to continue to say I have something I get a habit. Saying my book, but it's God's book. As you travel the journey, just continue to be open, continue to be willing, and continue to give God your yes in your healing. It is designed and purposeful to help you push yourself, push you to your purpose and destiny of what God has called you to be in your life. Because we all have greatness. I say it all the time. Greatness is inside of you that must come out of you. Do you hear what I'm saying? Greatness is inside of you that must come out of you. And be great. Go know that you can handle this and God got your back. Faith, trust, and believe. Love you.
So, Taloris, let me ask you a question. So, for the audience, with becoming a better you, would you say it was a transformational journey that took some time, and how long was it before you actually saw the transformation in yourself?
When the transformation started, God put me in a Elijah moment. He completely shut me down for about 7 years when I gave God my yes, but he wouldn't allow me to do those things. And as he had me shut down in the wilderness, I told God I need to tell the world about it. He said, that's fine, we're going to write. So after about year 7, I began to write. And I'll never forget it. It was during spring break. I wrote 21 days in 7 days, and then he shut me down. So I had to be healed from things in order to be able to write. give the proper scriptures. And once he did that, he shut me down again for about 6 months before I could complete the assignment. And that part, the last 6 months, was the actual healing transformation, because I had to dissect some more things so I can explain to the people of how to become healed. And that's when the healing scriptures came to be able to write in the book to become a better you. And you begin to find your purpose and know who you are in this. Because the last couple devotionals of it is actually about coming out. It's actually about coming out of your journey, what you have been through in your life.
That's great. And then the only other comment, can you share with the audience how they can actually contact you?
You can reach me you can actually buy the book on bookbaby.com and look up Taloris Hood. You can also reach out to me, Taloris Hood, at 901-500-2965. I carry copies on me and I ship them out to people who want them. The cost of the book is $25. That's how, or you can email me at talorishood73@gmail.com. TALORISHOOD73@gmail.com.
Well, what did I tell you? Thanksgiving Day is all about making sure that you are uplifted, encouraged, and inspired today. No matter where you are in this world, we're here to celebrate with you, to celebrate love with you, to celebrate thanks with you, and most of all, to celebrate you. Yes, you, for becoming. So you just heard from Apostle Taloris Hood. Make sure you go and purchase her new book. Okay? So sit back, relax. Remember, it's book-a-thon, book marathon, book-a-thon all day. And it is hosted by Prayer Garden of Memphis. Sit back, relax, and wait on the next speaker. Well, again, we are here and we are ready for our next speaker. Again, we are welcoming you to all-day book marathon on Thanksgiving Day, because we want you to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted throughout the day, because it's a day of thanks and a day of giving. So we are giving back to you. These beautiful young ladies, again, you're listening to authors. And I'm not just talking about an author that just wrote a story. These are authors that are changing people's lives from their voice. So next, this dynamic woman, she is a mother. She is a fireball when it comes to a heartfelt, intense engagement word to come and change your life. She is known as the masked, the unmasked, and I like to call her Dr. Shay. She's also the unmasked woman. Dr. Shay, that may be a new book, The Unmasked Woman. But most of all, I love her. You probably will not believe, but we actually met, it's probably been now, maybe about 7 or 8 months ago. And I'm saying we've done so much together because it's all about collaboration, networking, and just moving forward in journeys and goals. But I want you to sit back, relax with your family, enjoy your food, and get ready to hear the dynamic message from Dr. Shana Gordon. And she's gonna straighten up that last name now, because you're gonna know how to pronounce it right. You're gonna know how to pronounce it right, because your girl Marceline may mess it up. But she's my sister. I love her so much. Dr. Shay,